Hello and welcome to the Sarat Chandra IAS Academy, where your dreams are our mission. This is Yatharth here. In the last lecture, we talked about the various different bodies. I'll teach here. Okay, so in the last lecture, I told you about various different bodies, their organization and classification. In this lecture, we'll specifically be talking about the constitutional bodies. We'll start with the Attorney General and cover rest of the constitutional bodies in brief, one by one. Okay, so let's begin the lecture. Just a quick revision of the list. So these ones I grouped together: Attorney General, CAG, Advocate General of State. Then we grouped together these ones: State Finance Commission, State Election Commission, District Planning Committee and Metropolitan Planning Committee. Then these are grouped together: Interstate Council and Finance Commission. Furthermore, we group together these ones: GST Council, UPSC and State Public Council, Election Commission of India. Then there are tribunals: NCST, NCSC and National Commission for BC backward classes. Then this Scheduled Area and Scheduled Tribe Commission and Backward Classes Commission. These are grouped together. All right, 338 to 340 articles. Then Linguistic Minorities and Official Language Committee. So these are constitutional bodies. All right. So let's first begin with the Attorney General of India as the first constitutional body. So Attorney General or AG we can just write. So who is this? So this is the Chief Legal Advisor. All right. Chief Legal Advisor. To whom? To the Government of India. And this is the Chief Advocate in the courts, defending the Government of India. So they are appointed by the President. This you please remember that AG is appointed by the President. And it is at the instance of the Union Cabinet under Article 76. This article please remember. In last video we heard about talked about Article 52, all right, related to President of India. This is Article 76, so Attorney General of India. And it holds office during the pleasure of the President. Okay, what are the qualifications in brief? Qualification that they must be qualified to become a Supreme Court judge. Supreme Court judge. So what is the qualification for this? So either they must have been a judge of a high court for 5 years or an advocate of a high court for the 10 years. High court judge for 5 years or 10 years as an high court advocate. All right, so this you please remember. Or an eminent jurist in the opinion of the President. So this is required, yes, but if he is an eminent jurist also, all right, this is or, not and. So these are not must qualifications. Okay, President must agree to these conditions, that's all. Okay, one more thing you remember, that who is the current AG of India? Current AG of India is R. Venkat Ramai. All right, this you remember. He succeeded to the office as the 16th Attorney General. He is 16th Attorney General on 1st October 2022, and his predecessor was K.K. Venugopal. So this won't mostly be asked, but can be asked in the state level examinations. So please remember this. All right. Okay. So their power, duties, and function we want to discuss because this is a matter of, let's say, polity. So let's skip this. Let's come to the next, C and AG of India, Comptroller and Auditor General of India. So Comptroller and Auditor General of India is the supreme audit institution of India. That means he does the Hisab Kitab. Okay. Supreme Auditor of India. And it is established under Article 148 of Constitution of India. That means it's a constitutional body. They are empowered to audit all receipts and expenditure of Government of India. So he is the Chief Auditor of Government of India and the state governments also, including those of autonomous bodies and corporations substantially financed by the government. The CAG is also the statutory auditor of government-owned corporation and conducts supplementary audit of government companies in which the government has equity share of at least 51%. So basically whatever is related to government, he can audit. All right. It's not like he is himself sitting on a table and auditing everything. It's just that his signature will say, yes, this is audited. Okay. CAG is also the statutory auditor of the Lokpal. So please remember this. He is also the statutory auditor of the Lokpal. Just remember the Article 148. The reports of the CAG are laid before the Parliament and are being taken up for discussion by the Public Account Committee and Committee on Public Undertakings. Okay. So audit reports by the CAG are taken to the Parliament and are discussed by the PAC, Public Accounts Committee, and the COPUCS, Committee on Public Undertakings. Alright. So CAG is also the head of Indian Audit and Account Department, the affairs of which are managed by the Indian Audit and Account Services. Okay. In 1971, the CAG enacted the Comptroller and Auditor General of India Duties, Powers and Condition of Service Act 1971. In 1976, CAG was relieved from accounting functions. Article 148 to 151, 148 to 151 of the Constitution of India deal with the institution of CAG. So who is the present CAG of India? He is Girish Chandra Murmu. He is an IAS. One more thing you remember, that his nominator is the PM of India, but he is appointed by the grace of President or holds his office under the pleasure of President. Article you remember 148. So this is all the important functions. His the time period is 6 years, not 5 years. Alright, his retirement age is 65 years. In the similar manner, one more constitutional body we will see very quickly is Advocate General of India. So in India, an Advocate General is the legal advisor to a state government. It's not Attorney General, please remember, it's Advocate General. So it's legal advisor to a state government. So this post created by the Constitution via Article 165. Please remember Article 165 and corresponds to Attorney General of India at the union government level. Okay, so this is very simple constitutional body. No need to stress about it. Let's come to the next ones. So State Finance Commission, all right. State Finance Commission. Okay, let's see about this. So the most important thing to remember about the State Finance Commission is that it is a constitutional body and was created under the 73rd Amendment Act. This is related to Panchayati Raj, please remember. Alright, and it was created in 1992. Okay, so let us see about this. It's also under Article 280. Article is 280. Constitutional Amendment Act is 73rd of 1992. So it's related to Panchayati Raj. That's why it was created. And one more thing you remember, that the text here is very important, that Article 243I of the Indian Constitution prescribes, this is not Article 280, sorry, 243I, prescribes that government of a state shall, as soon as may be within 1 year from the commencement of constitution, and therefore at the expiration of every 5th year, so duration is 5th year, all right, constitute a finance commission. It is constituted by the governor to review the financial position of panchayats and to make recommendation to the governor as to principle which should govern the distribution between state and panchayat of the net proceeds of the taxes. So it's basically the distribution between the state and panchayats. So what you need to remember are 2-3 things. Article 243I, 73rd Constitutional Amendment 1992. And it is made by the governor, formed by the governor, and works towards the distribution of the taxes or any proceedings between the state and the panchayats. Let's move on to the next one very quickly. Just a second. Okay, so we come to the State Election Commission. All right, let's see this one. So State Election Commission in India is an autonomous, first thing you remember this, as well as constitutional body constituted in states and UT of India for ensuring that elections are conducted in free, fair and unbiased way. Constitution of India provision as per Article 324. Remember this article. Safeguard the power of Election Commission, and State Election Commission are responsible for election for municipalities, municipal corporation, panchayats, and any other specified Election Commission of India. They are appointed by the governor. So please remember this also. I'll provide this all in the notes. Just remember here once when you are watching this lecture. Okay, let's move to the next one, which is State Election Commission. We have seen this. District Planning Committee. This is a very brief one. Let us see this. So, District Planning Committee. So, a DPC or District Planning Committee is a committee created as per Article 243 ZD of the Constitution of India at a district level. So, it is at a district level. For planning of any district or below, the committee in each district should consider the plan prepared by the panchayats and municipalities. Panchayat will create a plan for the villages, municipality for the small municipalities, wards, and then the district planning committee should consolidate all these plans and prepare a draft for the development of the district. So this is responsible for the development of the district, consolidating all the plans from panchayats and municipalities. Alright, and similar is with the metropolitan planning committee. Just the district is changed with metropolitan. So till here we have seen some important bodies. Please remember, one is Attorney General plus Advocate General. Alright. Then we saw the CAG, C and AG. These three we saw. They are one group. Then we saw the State Finance Commission, as well as two bodies, District Planning Committee and Metropolitan Planning Committee. Okay. Now let's move on. So next we see the Inter-State Council and Finance Commission. Alright, let's go to the Inter-State Council first. So the Constitution of India in Article 263. Okay, interstate means between two states. Alright. So Inter-State Council is established through Article 263. This you remember. So Inter-State Council may be established if at any time it appears to the President. It appears to the President. You will notice that most of the constitutional bodies are related to the President in one means or other. Appears to the President that the public interest would be served by the establishment of a council. Therefore, the Constitution itself did not establish the ISC because it was not considered necessary at that time, but President can establish it. Alright. So, ISC was established as a permanent body on 28th May 1990. 28th May 1990 by the recommendation of Sarkariya Commission. So, please remember this thing, that Inter-State Council was recommended by Sarkariya Commission. And was constituted by a presidential order. Remember the Article 263. Alright. Okay. So now let's move to the next one, which is the Finance Commission. So we've already seen the Finance Commission in detail. Let's just review it briefly. So it was formed on 22nd November 1951. Alright, and current one is 15th or 16th. 16th is going to be commissioned. So most recent was formed in 2017, chaired by N.K. Singh. You remember this? Alright, and it is under Article 280. This also you remember. Article 280. Periodically constituted by the President of India. Again constituted by the President of India. So 15 Finance Commission have been constituted since the promulgation of Indian Constitution in 1950. So 15th is ongoing, 16th will be commissioned soon. Alright, let's move to the next one very quickly so that we can cover all of these. There are some GST Council also we see. before we move on to the tribunals. So GST Council, I already told you the article and amendment. Okay. So GST Council is successful to, just a second. So it's headed by Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman. Nirmala Sitharaman, and assisted with the Finance Ministry of all the states of India, plus Finance Ministry of all states. So this council is an apex member committee to modify, reconcile, or to procure any law or regulation based on context of goods and service tax in India, that is GST. So it has 33 members, out which 2 members are of center and 31 members are from 28 states and 3 union territories. Alright. So Union Finance Minister is the chairperson. She is the chairperson. And Union Minister of States in charge of revenue or finance as members. Alright. They are nominated members also. So this you remember, it's according to Article 279A. GST Committee. Council, sorry. Well, let's move on to the next one. So next one is the Election Commission of India. Just a second. Alright. So Election Commission of India is a constitutional body. That is ECI. So it regulates the free and fair unbiased elections. Article 324. Article 324. So it provides that power of superintendence, direction and control of elections to parliament in state legislatures and control of elections to parliament state legislatures. The office of President of India and the office of Vice President of India shall be vested in the Election Commission. So remember these 4 things. State Election Commission will regulate the Panchayat, municipalities. But this is not the work of the Election Commission of India. Please remember this. Election Commission of India has some other works which are control of elections to parliament, state legislature, as well as the office of President of India and the office of Vice President of India. So the main 4 ones are controlled by the ECI. So it's an all India body, in sense it's common to both central government and state governments also. Alright, let's now move on to the next one. Just a second, let's move to the UPSC and state PSCs. So UPSC, let's see. So this is the body we deal most with. So UPSC or Sangh Lok Seva Ayog is India's premier central recruitment agency. So its primary function is recruitment. Under Government of India, responsible for Group A posts of several establishments, government establishments. So charters granted by the 14th part of the Constitution of India under the Union and its states. Also, just to remember, it was constituted on 1st October 1926. So this is very important. Its headquarters is in New Delhi, Dholpur House. You must have gone previously to see your result. And its head is Dr. Manoj Soni. He's the chairman of UPSC right now. Alright, you can read about the development of education in the British India to see how UPSC was formed and functions. Development of civil services. On the same method, SPSC state PSC is also function. Let's now see for the National Commission of Scheduled Castes. National Commission of Scheduled Castes. So this is an Indian constitutional body under jurisdiction of Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. So please remember this, it comes under Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. Alright, it's safeguards against the exploitation of scheduled caste and enabling communities to promote and protect their social, educational, economic and cultural interest. So which article related to this? Article 338. Alright, and Article 338A deals with National Commission for the Scheduled Tribes. 338A will be for ST. Similar way. So we'll skip this, ST will skip. Next we'll just see for the BC backward classes, National Commission for Backward Classes. National Commission of Tribunals, you remember, National Commissions for the SC. ST, BC, and Backward Classes Commission. Okay, these are two different things: National Commission for Backward Classes and Backward Classes Commission. So this one is related to the Kalelkar Commission, and adhering to Article 340 of Constitution of India, the first Backward Classes Commission was set up by presidential order on 29 January 1953. Now it's integrated in this. Alright, the chairmanship of Kaka Kalelkar. It's known as the first Backward Classes Commission 1955 or the Kaka Kalelkar Commission. So we'll focus on these three: SC, ST and BC. Alright, so let's go to the ST now. So we already seen that Article 338A will provide for this, and NCST established in 2003. So this you remember. NCSC we have already seen. Alright, let's now go for this official language and linguistic minority commissions. So special officer for linguistic minorities, article related is 350B, and the body is composed of commissioner, deputy commissioner and assistant commissioner. Alright, tenure and removal of these are as per the pleasure of the president. They are under the president. Alright, further appointment is possible, yes. The power is about monitoring and reporting the working of constitutional safeguard for linguistic minorities. So we have almost finished all the constitutional bodies. I'll just regroup them. One more thing you remember about the UPSC chairman. He is not eligible for any second term. Alright, and recruitment of all India services is the primary function. Article related are 315 to 323. It is a body of 9 to 11 members. That is all. Alright. State Public Service Commission are also dealt with the same articles. Their term is of 6 years, not 5 years. So this you remember. So these were all the constitutional bodies we covered. Alright, in the next lecture we will cover some of the non-constitutional bodies or extra constitutional bodies. I'll provide a table and a list and notes for all of this on the Telegram channel. So there you can watch this all, read this all. So this is Yatharth here, signing off, wishing you a very good day ahead. Keep studying and keep going.